What's up, everybody? It's Two Kims, one pod, one room, one studio. Here we are at the Lincoln Lodge studio. I can't believe we're here.
Oh my God, I can't. It is so exciting to see you. I know. Like,
God, it's been too long.
It has been too long.
It's been too long.
I mean, it's actually, we've seen each other more in like the last year.
Because we've been doing this thing.
Yes. And
the Two
also,
Kims.
The Two Kims, because we went on tour together. I mean, we literally
went on tour. I always come here to launch off of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I've actually seen you more.
A lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Than in the last, since you've moved to LA. So in the last year.
Yeah, that's
Legit.
right.
Yeah.
This is nice.
I know.
It's so nice to be here, guys. Ah! Well, thank you so much for coming back to the pod, to another episode of Two Kims, One Pod. We have a very exciting pod for you today. We have a special guest. Her name
is
Maggie Winters. You might know her from Righteous Gemstones and doing comedy all over Chicago.
She was on JF. She was a JFL new face in 2023.
Wow, I was a new face in 2020.
Now you're an old face.
Now I'm withered and garbage. But she's here and she's going to be coming in any minute, and we're going to be doing our segments with her. But before we do that, we're going to go into our first segment. Rock hard tops and soft flaccid bottoms. Yeah. I actually didn't even prepare for this because I forgot we were doing tops and bottoms. But I'm going to start with my top. Is I told you I got that new credit card.
No.
That Delta credit card.
You got a Delta? Oh yes, you told me.
I told you, right? Yeah. And with that credit card, I get into the lounges now. Let me tell you.
You had the lounge experience?
The Delta Lounge in LA is crazy. It's so big.
Yes.
I saw celebrities. I didn't imagine that. I'm like, of course you're in the lounge. What the fuck? Of course. And I've never been to a Delta. I've been to an Alaska airline lounge.
How'd you get in there?
Because I flew first class. Oh. And when you fly first class, automatic lounge.
Okay.
I was flown first class for a gig. I don't fly first class. I was flown first class, and I got into the thing. And let me tell you, Alaska Airlines, no shade, Alti, not the best lounge.
Anchorage? Was it Anchorage?
No, I was going to Vancouver, not even Alaska.
Okay.
But they put me in the lounge, and thank you for all lounge experiences. I am so humbled by a lounge.
Yes, we love it. Alaska, you're doing the best you can, given that you're not a part of the contiguous states.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but the Alaskan Airline Lounge, not really anything to write home.
Sure.
Right?
You would text. You wouldn't write.
No, I would reveal it later orally, but nothing to no pen to paper.
No, of course not.
But the Delta Lounge, let me tell you, this was high class.
Oh, I love it.
Oh my, multiple bars.
Multiple bars?
Bars, full bars. Everything's free, by the way.
Of course.
Right?
That's a lounge experience.
Oh my God. Unlimited food, coffee.
Of course, yes.
Plush seats, little well-designed nooks where you can work.
Right, because they're thinking about the traveler. They're thinking about
the business traveler, honey. We got to send emails. We got to close deals.
We got to click and clack.
Yes. And the Wi-Fi, so fucking strong.
Oh, so strong.
I'm watching Bravo without any skips.
God.
Okay?
This Wi-Fi has so much core strength.
Yes.
Oh my God.
This is broadband, honey. Yeah.
You can't fit that in your mouth.
For those only audio experience, I did try to open my mouth fully, and
it did not even
it went
cover
nowhere.
The microphone.
This is a huge mic. Look at this. This is insane. Even your big ass mouth can't get around it. But the lounge experience was absolutely tippity tops. I will say the food was disgusting.
Of course.
White meat, chicken breast, overcooked.
Yes.
With barely a glaze on it.
Okay.
It just real afterthought.
Of course.
It's really everything else is
It's ambiance.
It's ambiance.
And it's the snacks.
And it's the free Starbucks.
Yes, and the snacks.
Yes.
Right? I'm sure the snacks are very good.
Incredible.
The chocolate entries were very strong. I'm sure all the
Fresh baked cookies.
Oh.
We had apple pie a la mode. Yes.
Yes. I mean, like the cookies alone, I think that's
Yeah.
part of the lounge experience. If
It
you're
is.
looking to
a wrap, a chicken Caesar wrap.
I mean, if you're looking to be satiated, to be
Mm-hmm.
have your hunger filled inside of the lounge, you don't belong there.
No, that's not for you.
That's not for you.
But that is what I went to. I literally, my boyfriend was like, should we eat dinner before you get on the plane? I was like,
oh yeah.
I'm not eating before I go to the airport. And he was like, why? You're gonna go to the airport and eat airport food? I'm like, honey, I'm not eating airport food. I'm eating lounge food. When I tell you I was so excited to use this motherfucking lounge because I finally got this credit card.
Of course.
And I haven't been able to use the lounge because I haven't flew.
Yeah.
So now that I keep saying lounge so many times, the word just like has no meaning.
It's very Guanamamanian.
Yeah. Lounge. Lounge.
Lounge.
But anyway, the experience was the biggest celeb I saw, really not a big celeb at all, but notable.
Yeah.
Derek Hoff. You know who I'm talking about? Is that his name? Look it up. Derek, I think that's his name.
My phone is dead.
He's a dancer on Dancing with the Stars.
Yes, Hough.
Blonde.
Yes.
He has a sister, Juliana Hough, or something,
yes,
and they
yes.
do dances together or
Yes.
whatever.
They don't dance together.
No, but
That's
not
incest. If you dance with your sister, you're
She
doing
better be married and she better be a stepsister, hun, because we don't do that.
That's incest.
Dance is sex by proxy.
That's what I mean.
But no, they do like dance bits together for like Good Morning America and stuff like
Okay.
that because they're like
I know that
siblings.
Julianne and yes,
Blonde,
and the Derek
cute,
and the Dak.
yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Anyway, he was there with
Okay.
wifey.
Okay.
Stunning.
The wife?
All of them.
Okay.
Everyone.
Yeah.
There are people who like some people who like are dressed so like it looks casual
But it's
expensive.
rich.
That
Yeah.
no monogram or brand to be seen.
That's called quiet luxury.
Yes.
Yes. It whispers. It doesn't scream.
Yes.
I would be screaming.
Money talks, wealth, silence.
And I'm money.
Yeah. But anyway, it was that kind of feel. So it felt so rich and cool to be there.
Cashmere. It's cashmere.
It's cashmere. Yes.
Yeah.
Alpaca.
Alpaca?
Alpaca.
At the lounge?
Yeah, at the lounge. So that was a high. The low for me was also in
The lounge?
No. Not the LAX lounge. When I got off, I had to come here on a connecting flight, which is truly the bottom.
Yeah.
But I connected in Minneapolis
Okay.
to come to O'Hare. So I flew to Minneapolis and their lounge opened at 6. I arrived at 5:30.
Oh,
so I waited
no.
30 minutes and I got into said lounge.
Sure.
And I was like, let me go to the bathroom and
Yeah.
take my poop, morning poop.
Yeah.
I go in there. Tell me why fucking stinks. Tell me why this fucking bathroom stinks.
Someone fucked that bathroom before you got there?
It just opened. This lounge just opened. Why is this bathroom? I had one lounge experience and all of a sudden I'm like a carrot. I'm like, what the fuck is this smell?
Was it really? It smelled like someone had shit just before you
No,
arrived.
it didn't smell like shit. It smelled like caked on pee. You know that smell?
Yes, I do know that smell. That's
You know
ale
that
house.
Yes. Yes.
It's ale
that
house,
like
yeah.
dried up
Where you can
crusted
smell the cleaning solution layered on
on top.
It's like the
That did
powder,
nothing.
the urinal cake on top of the urine, on top, and then urine. That layer, it's like a Mesozoic Paleotholic layer.
Napoleonic. Yeah. Yeah, it's a Neapolitan ice cream of stank. but on its side.
At the
It
lounge?
was disgusting.
In the lounge?
Truly, I was taking a shit in there, and I was like, I can't take a shit in here because it smells so bad.
Oh my God.
Have you ever been in a toilet that smells so bad?
Because you can't relax.
Yeah.
You can't relax. I mean, that's part of your physiological
I understand
response.
I'm producing also,
Yeah.
but like, I can't come into a room like this.
No.
Like, no. And it wasn't, trust me when I say no one had used it before. There was no like
Specs.
No, it was like new. They had just opened. So it smelled like cake. So which means that someone at the lounge did not properly clean.
Someone let down Delta Lounge.
Yeah.
You did not perform up to the level of the Delta Lounge.
No. That's what I would expect.
Southwest. Alaska
Airlines.
I was going to say Frontier, but you went there.
They don't have a lounge. Anyway, this is my tops and bottoms for the week.
Yes. Okay. So my top, my bottom. Are you ready?
I am.
Okay. So my top would be getting to. I recently did a show for Jackbox Games at IO Theater.
Okay.
I haven't been in IO for quite some time, like just in terms of shows or anything like that. I haven't been asked. And so, but I did.
You also show no respect to the institution. Why would they ask?
I respect the institution. I swear, I do respect. But it was the show was very fun, and it was crazy. Like you forget that building can be electric, and like the rooms are full. Like and when everything is kind of popping in a way, like it can really be a great room. And so it was a really fun show, but. You know when there are some like stars align in terms of a hang, like after a show,
post-show hang. Yeah, when like unlikely friends are hanging.
Yes.
Okay, I love that.
And it
doesn't happen often.
It does not happen often, especially when you become a little more of an entrenched performer. Like you leave, or if they're not your friends aren't there, you go. Like, and especially because, you become entrenched and you're like you kind of take a look at the room, you're like, these people aren't my friends or whatever, like I'm gonna just go, right?
This isn't the crew.
Yeah. And
I love coming out of a show and seeing a crew and I'm like, let me pop in.
Let
me pop in.
And like you're bringing your sparkling best because they're not your usual crew. You're not catching up in like the typical ways, but it's like a true.
They're not sick of your bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they don't know your bullshit.
They haven't been obliged to it.
They haven't been burdened with it. So that was it. That was like a true great hang. It was like Peter.
Oh, you found some virgins.
And I penetrated.
You ruined some people with the Eunji Kim experience.
I truly did.
Okay, so you came in hot.
And it was like a good show and all this stuff. And it was like a terrific hang. And there was like, it was a perfect like peppering of like shit talking, business talk, like, and like because you're not of the same crew, but you are the same community, like you can call on a bunch of different information.
Yeah.
And it was just really a spicy dish.
Ooh.
It was Szechuan.
Oh.
And it wasn't burning the mouth. You know how the Szechuan pepper can really sometimes like numb? But this was.
What made it spicy? The talking shit, I'm wondering.
The talking shit, yes.
Okay.
And also,
were you like talking shit? Like, was it new shit or was it like shit that you guys already knew and you were like
new
rehashing?
Shit. New shit.
New shit is spicy.
Oh, it was
old
spicy.
Old shit is stale.
So, sometimes
when you would have to bring up the shit from like last month. You're like.
No, and also don't say that about old shit because sometimes
What?
old shit can be rehashed in a way with a new perspective, with a twist, with new information.
New information, new data makes new shit.
New shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, but all of it was a perfect, intoxicating mixture, and then there was the business talk of it, and there was just like
shop and shit. We love.
And so
spicy shop and shit.
Ooh, it was a really spectacular sort of evening for which I am eternally grateful. So that was my high. Just as because you don't get those kind of nights become.
I never get that.
Becomes more rare, I think, the further you get into comedy. Like, when there's just sort of like because you have those.
You're not doing the hang anymore.
Yes, and also your groups become more entrenched. Like you aren't hanging with like new people. Yeah, and it was so fun, and so that's my high. My low is I got a spider bite.
I was wondering what that was. We need to address this.
You can't really. I'm sure you can't.
How do you know it's a spider bite? Like you can tell
because when I woke up in the morning, it was like a brown ring.
Brown ring
around a red like spot. Like it looked like a bite. It did not feel like initially I was like, oh, crazy zit. And then I like took a moment back, like looked at it fully because it was so big, the round. It looked like my like a flush cheek.
Wow.
It was like big. And so that's how I was like, oh, this is a bite. Yeah. And I also have like intense allergic reactions to bites.
All bites?
All bites, like mosquito bites, like all bites.
Same.
I have very intense reactions. So, and it was hot and I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, crazy. And I just covered it up and I thought it'd go away and it hasn't. And it instead has gotten infected. And now my tooth is hurting. And I put it on my IG and the stories I've been getting about brown recluse spiders and various spider bites. Christine was just telling me about hers. It's like I know spiders are an important part of the ecosystem, but let's kill them because they are.
Yeah. And also, why are they biting your face? Like this feels.
I fully had to have eaten it.
Huh?
You know that the average person eats 10 spiders a year.
I heard that was an urban legend.
Urban legend?
I heard it was made up. Also, the thing about the number of like maggots allowed in a can of Spam or whatever. Yeah. You hear about this kind of stuff? Yeah, that's all apparently made up.
Shut up.
Yeah, the spider thing is made up.
Spider thing is not made up.
It's made up. It really is. It's like one of those things that started and everyone started spreading it.
Okay, well.
Yeah. Don't touch your face.
Okay, I know. It's like.
It's spreading.
It's because like I have put Neosporin in. I finally like started realizing this was getting worse because my face felt crazy, and now like we've been in the studio for
we've been doing a marathon.
Podcast. So I arrived and I was freshly ibuprofen, steroid creamed, and Neosporin, and now I can feel it like back to throbbing again.
It's pulsating.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you losing hearing in this ear? Are you? Is that okay so far?
No, all of it is fine. It's just like it hurts.
Yeah, it looks like it hurts.
Yeah, it hurts. So it's like.
And what happened? You tried to go to the ER today? Not the ER, but the
urgent care. And I was sitting there and I was waiting, and then I was like, I gotta go pod. And
so after we're done potting, you're gonna go back to urgent care, and then what are you hoping they do? Like pop it or something? Like,
no, they can't pop it.
What are they gonna do?
It's infected, so they have to give me antibiotics.
Antibiotics.
Yeah, okay. I mean it's infected. So like, because I put pimple cream on it.
You were like, let me find anything creamy and shove it in that hole.
100%.
You, bitch, got Dijonnaise on that bite.
But this has happened to me before. Like I got like now that I think back on it, it was like totally one of my first eczema breakouts. But like I had this like irritation on my nose, and I thought it was because I had a cold, and so it was irritated by like my Kleenex or whatever. So I put Tiger Balm on it.
Oh no.
And it burned
so
bad.
You don't put Tiger Balm on that?
And it hurt so bad.
Oh no.
And then it hurt so bad, and so then it really started to like crack open.
Yep.
And then my solution to that,
alcohol.
More Tiger Balm.
No. You're like, that's like that Chris Rock bit when the poor mom runs out of Robitussin, you put some water in it, shake it up, Motussin.
That's literally where I was like, oh, I guess I need more. And I just like, and all of the skin burned away. Like it was like a chemical burn.
That's like Yeah, there's like camphor in that. Or
I like truly
whatever.
like I had like a chemical burn, and so like all of this was. I mean, it's happened to me before. Like I had like an allergic reaction.
When was this?
When I was like 20, when I wasn't old enough to necessarily know better, but it was like I was 23 when that happened, and then I did it again with like this Shiseido eye cream that made me like totally break out, like another like because I have eczema, so like it breaks out, and so my reaction to that was to use it more, and then it started to burn off. Same thing, like I'm talking like my eyelid like this, all red.
Yeah, you need to stop putting random stuff on your face.
And then doubling down.
Yes, the doubling down is really what's concerning me. Because you're taking a clear red flag and
I mean, like, okay,
I don't see anything. I'm blind.
So that's so this time I was like, oh, this is bad.
Yeah.
And it's like an open wound, so like it's been like pussing out.
Yuck. Disgusting.
Thank you
6 hours of this.
I
You had to get bit the day I flew in on a red eye to do 6 hours of podcasting.
This is 3 days old.
You've had this for 3 days and you're caking on nonsense on there, not going to urgent care?
Yeah.
Well, you are who you are. You are who you are.
Truly, like
I just hope that it doesn't spread into like your.
Well, I wouldn't have even gone to the urgent care, or I would not even be thinking or trying to get medical intervention unless my tooth didn't start hurting. Because my teeth, because I get root canals like almost every year because my teeth are bad. But like that's the only reason that's making me freak out. Like otherwise, I would have stayed like this until.
You got to save your teeth. That's your moneymaker.
It's most of my face.
Can you believe what we're gonna do tomorrow as our closer? Speaking of teeth, I'm so excited. If you guys will miss this because this is coming out after the live show, but wait till you see the live show.
You guys are missing out.
You're gonna literally gag. All right, folks. Today we have such a special guest. She is a stand-up comedian.
Actress.
You can see her on HBO's Righteous Gemstones. It's Chicago legend. It's Maggie Winter.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, Angie, why did you roll your eyes when you said Righteous Gemstones?
Did I?
You did roll your eyes.
You kind of went like, ugh, disgusting.
What was it? Did you go out for the same role?
No,
You didn't tell me. You never told me.
She still hasn't watched Beef because of that. Because she went out for Beef and she can't bring
Which
herself
part?
to.
Allie?
No. She was already attached when I fair. I'm never being pulled into a casting that early. I'm only supporting only. No, it was for the like. I guess like I only go in for cunt.
Love.
Love, serving, giving.
The
Mean lesbian.
Yeah, mean lesbian.
Yeah, that's me.
You would have.
Oh, yeah. You would have
really
killed
good.
that.
I am a mean lesbian.
You are. You're a mean bisexual.
Yes, I am.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're a terrifying lesbian.
But no, I wasn't rolling my eyes. I was thinking because I was gonna say also a JFL new face of 2023.
Just for laughs.
Yeah, just
Montreal.
One good show, one bad show. Shout out.
Okay. So it's a wash.
net zero.
Okay, so I did JFL in 2021, which was the first one back from COVID.
Yes.
Back, and we weren't allowed to go to Canada, so we did it in LA. So it was real shitty and stupid. How was your experience? Did you like Canadians?
When I got there, I was like, this is beautiful. I love it. The Canadians immediately were French as hell, staring it. They were like, you big dumb American idiot, get out of here. You stupid idiot. That's how I felt. Like I was like, oh my God. Like immediately
you felt judged?
Immediately a man was like mean to me on the street. Like
oh my God.
And like I immediately was like, I'm gonna go cry in the hotel room.
Oh my God.
No, and then I did eventually have fun. But the weird thing was the strike. So it was like,
oh yeah, that's right.
There was only like one party, and it was like hosted by Psycho Bunny, which is a clothing brand. I was like, okay.
Did you get swag? Did you get some free stuff?
The ugliest. It was like a bunny with an X through it. I was like, I don't want to wear this.
The bunny there was like no, but like the bunny is bad.
No, it's like a bunny, and then there's like it's because it's Psycho Bunny. It's
Okay,
called.
It's like bad.
You don't wear Psycho Bunny? I feel like you're always wearing it.
This episode brought to you by Psycho.
Bunny.
They're like a horrible.
I still don't know what it is.
Yeah. They had white hats, and I was just like, I'm not gonna
Okay,
fuck with
no,
that.
no.
Okay.
But
okay, you got some swag. You got to do some comedy. One good show, one bad show. Would you ever go back to Montreal?
Absolutely.
Oh, you would?
Yeah, and I'd
Okay.
stare and I'd say, I'm back.
Yeah.
The same guy's like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I mean, truly, like it's like a misnomer that Canadians are also nice, but they're not. They're just as much cunts and bitch
The
asses.
Frenchier ones seem to be cuntier.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Which is very
100%.
on brand for
Yes.
Yes.
I'm glad that it's consistent.
hello, the mother country,
Yes.
right? Yeah. I've been to Paris and they are cunty.
I love it.
That's what I love that about
Yeah.
it. Because if it reminded me of New York. You know how New York... Have you heard of New York?
No.
Okay, because
Tell
this
me
is
more.
Chicago.
Yeah.
No, but you know how New York, like, they're very like, we don't care that you're visiting.
Yeah.
Like, get out of my way.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's very Paris. Like,
Yes.
there's no signs in English. Everything's in French. So
yeah.
they're like,
They're not accommodating.
figure it out.
They're not accommodating. It's
That's yeah.
I
do like it.
love it. I
I love
lived with
that.
a French family for
You
6.
did?
I studied abroad, and they
You don't
Where
know
did
this
you
about
study?
my girl?
Where did you study?
Angers. It's like
Angers,
it's in
you
the
stay.
north. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And they truly were like they just were like blunt, didn't care. Like the first time my host mom was like, "What do you eat?" And I was like, in a way that was like, "You're too big." Like,
Oh my god.
but not like she asked what I eat, and I think I was like un sandwich, and she was like, "Oh no."
She's like, un.
Yeah, literally. But then like at the same time, every single night they'd be like, dessert, and I'd be like, no, and they'd be like, okay, you'll have some. Like they'd
Yes.
never, and wine.
Yes.
And I did absolutely lose 40 pounds living there, so the
You really had
science
the
is not
immigrant
adding
experience.
up.
You had the
I'm
immigrant
telling
experience.
you.
Like truly, like, oh, what you're eating is bad and you're too big, but also eat more.
Yeah, what
Yes.
the hell?
Eat like better stuff, I guess. Because I did spend 5 weeks in Europe and I did lose weight and
Yes.
I ate everything.
everything.
Yeah.
But you
a lot
walk
of
away
bread.
more, right?
And their bread is different.
yes, their food is different.
All the
Right?
food
You
is
eat
different.
slower.
Is that what it is? We're
Also,
eating
I'd
too
be like
fast here.
the waiters. I'd be like, "Are you gonna bring?" And they're
Hello.
like, oh, "Calm down."
Other people need to eat. They serve one table at a time.
I mean, European service is bad.
Bad. Well, that's why they don't tip. Tipping is not a thing there.
No,
So
Yeah.
they're
'cause
like,
they would get bad tips.
none of them would survive.
Oh,
Maybe that's the thing.
Wait, oh my gosh. Wait,
Wait.
you guys, we have to. I think I hear someone at the door.
Okay. Who is it?
It's
Drama Llama Ding Dong. All right, Maggie, this is a segment of the show we do where we bring on a trauma of the week. It's usually something small or
Yeah.
it's something, if it is big, we try to make it quick.
we really try to make it not a big deal, and we bury our feelings about it. Like, you know, Peter and I make fun of each other about it.
Yeah. You know, so many, okay, not to distract too much, but there is a couple of videos of ours online where people have really taken a very strong stance against us.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Why?
Online?
Yeah.
No.
Weird. But usually most people are like, yay, cute, whatever. But like there's one video of us talking about how to approach people, how to like talk about people from Guam.
Yes, Guamamania.
Guamamanians, and then so a lot of people sounded off.
Yes.
It's like, it's Chamorro, you fucking
Yeah.
ignorant bitch. And I was like, okay, we learned something. And
Thank you for correcting us. I mean, we were confused, so it wasn't like we weren't like talking shit about the people and citizens of Guam.
no, we refused to Google.
Yeah.
So that's what it came down to.
You were using your brain. You were trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on our own. But yeah, they do come for you.
They do come for us. But you know what? This is the time. I feel like when we do traumas, people are like kind of quiet. They're like, okay, let them talk. So anyway, what's your trauma this week?
My trauma this week is I was remembering. This is too dark. Okay, I'm able to do another one.
Yeah, skip that one. We don't want, not with the guest.
I went to I'll never forget this time that I went to a Ravinia, and they were doing like a live orchestral accompaniment. Like the orchestra, the CSO was doing the soundtrack of Lord of the Rings. So
And tell the audience what CSO is.
Chicago Symphonic Orchestra.
Okay. Well, you didn't have to put the stank on that.
It sounded like is it Fergie's like Chicago Phonic Symphonic? What song am I thinking of?
Let's get. I can't say. That's not it.
Supersonic.
That's different.
No,
Right.
I said that one. You literally just wanted to say the word.
It's Gaga. Move your muscle, better bit the hustle.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Sorry, I thought it was Fergie. Sorry,
We're sorry to Lady Gaga.
Yeah, sorry to Lady Gaga.
Sorry to the monsters out there. No, it was a live.
They're in the comments. We're called monsters. Sorry.
So it was a live orchestral accompaniment of the soundtrack of Lord of the Rings. So, very cool crowd. And I got there and it was Ravinia. So I got really, I drank a lot of wine, and so much so that on the way back, this is before I acknowledged the fact that I'm 100% allergic to red wine. Like I am I'm allergic to it. Like I tried for years.
Just red wine?
Yes.
Not white or rosé?
I mean, you've been with me when I've blacked out on white wine. I might be allergic to white wine too.
You might be allergic to alcohol. Writ large. Most of us are.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm really allergic. Like my face breaks out in hives and
Me too.
Yeah, it's not with white wine. I just black out. So I don't know if it's the same thing.
Good. We don't want to see the hives.
Yeah, we want to see the hives, please.
Not during white wine hour. That's day drinking.
But it was definitely whatever. So I was very drunk on red wine, and I had to I puked all over I-94 and 90, in a way where I was also in a car with other people and couples that had gone with us to this Ravinia, because it was adult. It was one of my first adult couple outings.
Where did you puke?
On the highday.
You stopped the car?
I stopped the car, got out, and just puking.
Got out.
Puking.
Okay. At least you got out this time. There was a story she told, very similar to this, where she was in a car with other people and she put her pee hole. Did you hear about this?
No.
I just put my pee hole over the seat and just peed in the car.
Wearing jeans, as if that's gonna help. I'm like, what?
You were on a different planet. You were thinking it was gonna.
Yeah,
Oh
and it
my
just.
God.
But
she had a plan.
Because I didn't want to pee into the well, so I peed into the.
Did everyone scream?
No, because they
No
didn't
one
feel it.
knew.
Because it did do its job. I did pee over the seat and into into the well of the passenger.
Over
the back
the
seat
and into the well. Sorry, theater kid.
So 100% I was just peeing that, and but this time I did not pee in the car. I puked on the highway, but we had to pull over many times. So if you imagine being in the car with me in a way, and also all these, this is the trauma, the embarrassment of doing something adult. Mm-hmm. And having the most juvenile, messy early 20s bullshit. Because this was we're in our mid 20s now. We do stuff like this.
You said you went with couples?
Yes.
Who were you with at that point?
It was my friend's, my husband's friend from high school and his girlfriend.
No, who were you with at that point?
All of them. We had taken one car.
Oh, you weren't a couple?
I was with my husband.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this was early days with Max?
Yes.
And he stayed?
And he stayed.
I mean, yeah. I mean, can you imagine how easy the lay is?
Ugh.
Dark.
Sounds romantic.
Yeah. She's exhausted from puking all day. Now is the time to impregnate her.
Nice try. I don't think so. My uterus is
wow.
But yeah, it was the embarrassment of us taking cheeses and wines and doing something adult and going there, and then on the drive back me just puking and vomiting and then having to be in the car with these people. It was just one of those things where oh, you can't run away from yourself. It doesn't matter how adult you are.
Yeah.
You are just gonna be allergic to wine.
Red wine.
Red wine.
And also the going to the orchestra of it and this, it was just
that is pretty adult, especially Lord of the Rings soundtrack.
Yeah. It was the idea that we'd be doing something fancy.
Yeah.
Just the thought of you turning up so hard at Lord of the Rings symphonic orchestra.
Holding up a lighter, being like,
yeah.
Yeah, track 9. Go off.
Me in high
They've
school
entered Mordor.
used to black out at the Fray concerts, and I like didn't know they were Christian until like I was. Someone's like, "That was a Christian band." I was like, "Oh, for sure."
But they rock.
That was such a moment when there was a lot of bands that you couldn't tell if they were Christian or just like real melodic rock.
Yes.
Right?
Creed. Yeah. Jars of Clay.
Yellow Card.
Yellow Card, I was gonna say.
Yellow Card is Christian?
Lifehouse we knew, but
yes,
we
but
didn't know.
but it was a shock.
Yeah.
It wasn't Puddle of Mud.
Probably.
Puddle of Mud was not Christian rock.
What am I thinking of? There's one of those like
Yeah.
POD or some or whatever. That's not it.
Yeah.
But whatever. There were a lot of like 90s aughts bands like disguising as alt rock.
Yeah.
But they were definitely
They had the
evangelical
message.
Christian.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were trying to get us.
And it didn't work.
I got caught.
It didn't work. I was blacking out at 17, like to the Fray.
Did you stop going to the Fray after you found out they were Christian?
I think the Fray stopped.
God
I don't think I had
them.
the chance. Yeah. If you're listening and you're still out there, I'm so sorry.
They're on a major tour somewhere.
Doing state fairs.
I definitely went to a Jars of Clay was my first concert ever.
Oh, really?
And I was like jumping up and down. I'm not drinking because it was all my church friends.
Yeah.
But we acted like we were at like Metallica.
That was your first concert?
First concert. Because like what I had been to like a early K-pop type of concert.
Okay.
But never like American music.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm also the oldest. So when you're the oldest, you don't have like the culture kind of bleeding down.
Yes, someone to tell
you
you
have
what's
to create
good.
it,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, you have to like
Yeah.
seek it out and whatever the fuck. And I was seeking out Jars of Clay, baby. The flood.
Let's go.
Soldiers for Christ.
Yeah, what's your trauma?
Oh, is it me next?
Let's go this way. Or you
Oh,
want
you want to go this way?
Yeah.
I'll go. I was thinking about how, like, I grew up in New York City, and I grew up very fast, and which by I don't know, like I talked to certain people like from the 90s when I grew up, and if you're from a like city, you kind of have a similar kind of rough and tough type of like, you know what life is fast, right? Like, for example, when I was 14, we knew like what drug dealers looked like, you know, like at our park that we played basketball at. Like, we just knew like, don't like look at them or
don't engage.
you know, there's just like unwritten rules of like inner city life. So one day we were hanging out at this park. All my straight boy friends are playing basketball.
Okay.
I'm on the side gossiping.
Yeah.
And
we got to get to this Jars of Clay concert.
guess who shut up at Jars of Clay?
Let me give you these burned CDs.
It has a special track by Amy Grant on it.
That's right,
Amy
Amy
Grant's
Grant,
Holiday.
yes.
She's also very Christian.
Yeah, very Christian. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
No.
All these Christians among us, kind of devilly.
It's kind of Satanist when you think about it. Yeah.
Sneaky.
Like be up front.
Be upfront.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't hide.
Reveal yourself
That's right.
to be God. All right. Anyways. Go.
God fearing.
Yeah.
I was on the sideline, and this little kid in like a backwards cap, he couldn't have been more than 7 years old. He was on a little bicycle riding around, and he was like taunting us, right? Like, the fuck you guys looking at? Like this. And I'm like, this kid is 7 years old, like fucking with 14-year-olds. Like, what is happening? Why is he so cocky?
Yeah.
Why is he so like, you know, full of himself? So I go,
Because you weren't
know,
accustomed to confident children. You didn't know what that was like.
No.
Yeah.
Because all the children in my life, I browbeat.
Scared.
Yeah.
So I was just like, what the fuck is what with this kid? So I was like, you know what? And I had I'm a smart aleck. So I went up to this kid and I was like, hey, what's going on? Who are you with? And he was like, oh, I'm with my boys. And I'm like, I don't see any other boys around. And he goes, you looking for drugs? You looking for drugs? And I was like, this 7-year-old got drugs.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah. What do you got? He's like, I got weed, I got coke, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, whatever. He's like seen this in a movie somewhere. So I go, all right, give me some weed. And he's like, all right. And then he rolls back around the park and then comes back with weed. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he was like, yeah, it's going to be $20. And I'm like, I'm JK. Like, no, I thought you were fucking with me and I'm trying to fuck with you.
Yeah. I thought this was
this elevated a little bit, right? And he's like, you trying to smoke or not? And I was like, no, I don't even like smoke. I tried it once. You know, like I'm like truly like
7 years old.
Yeah. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? And he was like, man, sick of these motherfuckers. And he like rides back. And me and my friends are like, okay.
What do you mean rides back?
Like to like.
I thought he was like on these wheelies.
No. Yeah. He's on this little bicycle.
Okay.
And he rides back. Like on the other side of the park, and me and my friends are like, okay, that was fucking weird, whatever. Yeah. And my friends are finishing up basketball, and we're about to walk home, and the kid comes back on his bicycle, and this older guy, bald Latino guy, comes on his bigger bicycle, and he stops in front of us. He's like, y'all looking for weed? And I was like, no, sir. And then he lifts his shirt up. And he shows me his gun.
No.
And he's like, you gonna fuck around with my boy like this? And I look at this 7-year-old kid and I'm like, that's your boy? Like, what do you mean? Y'all friends?
This is your guy?
Is he your son?
Like, what do you mean? How is this your boy? Why are y'all boys? What's happening? And I was just so confused. Yeah. And it was such a rude awakening of like, it's like that classic thing of like, oh, you fucked with the wrong guy.
Yeah.
And he was like,
oh my God.
He was like, run your shit. He was like, take out all your money. And we literally, this is how like fucking poor and whack we were. We emptied all of our pockets and it came up with 50 cents. What the hell?
Wait, I'm scared.
What the hell happened?
Oh my God.
That's
oh
a
my
ghost.
God.
Whoa.
Wait, the ghost of the kid
Because he definitely died that day.
He walked in, he said, don't talk about me.
Yeah.
Bitch, I said don't talk.
My boy.
My boy.
Oh my God, I got
chill.
I was like, who's just busting in here?
I know. God. I was like, what the fuck? Okay, that was so scary. Anyway. So... yeah, that was the first time I had ever seen a gun. Have you guys seen a gun in real life?
Yes.
Like,
you have?
Yeah, not because of certain family cousins, you know.
Yeah.
That
oh, like in a safe way?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah.
There's no lock.
I mean, it's like, Safety is relative, right?
Yeah, sure,
yeah. But
I've seen a gun before?
Oh, absolutely.
In what scenario?
I was once riding a bus and
oh my God. That's a horrible place to see a gun.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And it was offered to me.
Offered?
Because he was like, do you want to buy one?
You know what? He's making a deal. You know?
Yeah.
A deal's a deal.
Hustling.
I mean, it was truly like, I don't know. It was one of the most bizarre interactions I've ever had.
What was he selling a gun for? I want to know. On a bus.
That's
gotta
don't
be
know.
a good price,
and
right?
why me?
You look like
I needed protection.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, and also
you're a tiny Asian woman on a public transportation. You're gonna need a gun.
How did you respond?
I said, no, thank you.
You used an accent?
No, that's not it.
It did sound like you straight up put an accent on. I gotta be honest.
I was like, that unnecessary, but I'm sure that did the trick.
That got me good.
No, I did. No, it wasn't his accent. That's just how I talk.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's been a while since I've seen you in real life.
I just don't. I was freaked out, and I was like, because when you see a gun in the wild, it is really like jarring.
It's jarring.
Yeah, and
it's really scary.
So because we'd had been having a conversation. That's how it led up to it. I see now that he was trying to introduce or like trying to figure out what he could possibly sell to me. Yeah. But up until that point, we were just having a chat. I was taking the bus to Evanston. So I'm also very young. Like, it just made no sense. It was very bizarre. And so I was just like, la, 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 and then just like never didn't talk to him again.
Wow.
But it was like,
so
maybe
scary.
it was so scary. Like,
Ooh.
right? Like to have it be on like a relatively empty bus. I'm 17.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah.
Did that would teach me not to like
Ever
talk to
engage
people.
again.
That's
Never.
what taught me to never
Yeah.
engage
Yes.
with like confident children.
Yeah.
They're trouble.
They're trouble.
And that's why he's never spoken to my son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Oh my
he
God.
scares me. He knows too many words.
Oh, your son?
Yeah.
I've been flashed too many times on the train to like if there's like a bunch of
my
empty
God.
seats and someone tries to sit next to me, I'll literally be like,
Yeah.
get a
Flash. Like breasts?
No,
No.
honey, I wish. No, no, like men pulling their penises out.
Oh.
One time, a guy pulled his he fully started jacking off in front of me.
Yeah.
And this is the
Was
best.
it hard?
No, it was the softest thing I've ever seen.
Flaccid.
It was disgusting.
Isn't it always flaccid?
Yes, it was flaccid.
Flaccid.
Because I've seen a lot of penises on trains growing up in New York. They're never hard.
Never hard. And he also was old as hell, and he did it in the craziest way where he reached through his basketball shorts, like instead of going this
Under?
way, under, and he's like tugging, and I was like, excuse me. Whatever. But I told my parents, and my dad was like, you should have got up and yelled, pervert alert, pervert, dead serious. Like my father was like, you should have said pervert alert. And I was like, if I would have stood up and said pervert alert, people would have been crying, laughing on the floor.
No, they would have pointed at you and been like, pervert alert.
Isn't that crazy?
Virgin alert. Virgin
Yeah,
alert.
literally. Pervert alert.
But also, I'd be scared that he would attack me or something.
Yeah, I just
I, like,
ran
called
off
him
the train.
out,
And also,
yeah.
it was like, again, 1 p.m. on the pink line.
Yes.
Like, I was like, what's going on? I think it was 4th of July. I was like, happy 4th of July. USA, baby.
patriot.
Yeah.
I mean, flaccid penises are also so embarrassing.
Disgusting.
Put them away. Put them away.
If it's not hard, it should not be out.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't want to see it.
That's the only time.
Even
really,
if you're at
that's
the
only time.
doctor, get
Yes,
it hard for the doctor.
Yes, he's working.
It's embarrassing. It is
It's
truly
so
like the
embarrassing.
most offensive thing is a flaccid penis. It's
really
embarrassing. Put
is.
it away. Put it away.
Yeah,
Jail.
It looks sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It needs to go to jail. 'cause
I wish it would just
ugh.
go away like a mound when it's not hard.
Yes.
Kinda
You know
like
what I mean?
roll
Just
in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
roll in and then just
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Like those
Just-
things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Party,
Yes, yes.
party,
Party.
what are they? Party papers.
Party
Yes.
papers.
And it goes back in because it should be put away. It looks so sad.
It looks sad.
Yeah.
It's in the way.
Ugh, it's just so
Yeah, I don't
embarrassing.
like it.
You know, Peter's seen my husband's penis.
Flaccid.
And when?
Flaccid.
on Zoom, he walked like he
Not a
walked.
joke.
By. Yeah,
I know, I believe it 1,000%.
And I was like, "Whoa, hey!" And she was like, "What?" Because it was behind her. I was like, "What are you freaking out about?" I was like, "I just saw your husband's dick," and you go, "What?" And she turns around and he's like changing. And he's like, "Ah, he saw your dick."
Oh my God. Didn't that happen during the pandemic when everyone was on Zoom? Like a guy like stood up and his full dick was out and he didn't know he was
Wasn't
like.
it a New York Times reporter?
Yeah,
or something? Jeffrey Toobin or
absolutely
something?
it was,
Yeah.
yes. It was something crazy.
No,
It was
he was
nuts.
jerking off though. He was actively jerking.
Even worse.
I'm like, oh, that's okay, actually. Yeah.
At his job, at least you know he's working. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's on the clock.
He's on the clock.
Truly.
Do you have a trauma for us this week?
Yeah.
Yeah?
One. I just shared one, and here's another. No.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this is like I have to laugh because it's like is sad, but it like makes me laugh really hard. Is I was in 7th grade, and I had this transition in 7th grade where people started to think I was funny.
Oh.
So I wasn't like huge loser, but I was definitely not like cool girl. But then I made people laugh.
Did that feel like powerful?
Power.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, I kind of have to do this for the rest of my life.
Yes.
I kind of wrote that down.
You
like,
stuck to it?
For life. Yeah. I
Don't
remember.
ever stop.
You need to keep doing this. And I was invited to this like night with like a boy girl night in 7th grade. It was, yeah.
Okay, 7th grade is such a perfect year for boy girl night.
Oh my
because
God.
You are so confused.
Yes.
And no one is cool yet.
No.
Yes.
So it's like okay to be awkward and like was there like 7 minutes in heaven and stuff like that?
Well, I don't know why we would always do like we played sardines.
What's that?
What's that?
Sardines is the opposite of hide and seek, where
Well, you just find
Just
each other?
stay
you
there
find
and
each
look
other.
at-
So like
Oh.
everyone hides except for one person, and then the person, or no, one
Oh,
person
yeah.
hides, and then everyone else. And then when you find the person, you stay with them. And then the last person to find everybody is the
all
loser.
cramming together.
Yeah.
Boy,
Like,
girl, boy, girl, boy, girl.
Touchy feely, touchy feely.
But so then I was my turn to hide.
Yeah.
And I was like cool with the girls, but the boys were probably still a little bit like, you're big, we don't like you.
Make us laugh. Okay.
Yeah, make us laugh, clown.
Yeah.
I laid down next to like the parents' bed. That was like my hiding spot. And this boy, Josh, who I still can't stand to this day.
Fuck you, Josh.
Fuck you, Josh. Thank
Full
you.
name, please.
I'm scared to say it, but like he did do the military, so I'm scared.
No, don't.
We salute you, Josh.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
I don't know how far he went, but he found me first. And instead of and he like looked at me and was like, obviously I don't want to lay down next to you, and went, oh, Maggie Winters. And I remember I was like laying there and I was like, awesome, this rocks. Like, and everyone just was like, why did you fucking ruin it, Josh? Yeah. They're like, you what? And he just was like, oh, I was gonna like lay down to Maggie. Even though like what was crazy is like he knew I was the one hiding. He knew it. Like he knew everything was
The
set up.
objective was clear. This is the game we are playing, bitch.
Yeah.
We are trying
Maybe
to find.
he thought he wouldn't find me first, but he was just like, dude. And I was like,
Oh, because if someone else had found you first, they would have laid down.
They would have laid
and
with
then
me.
he would have laid down next to
yes,
them.
exactly.
But even then, the math is not, as the children say, math is not mathing because someone would have been laying next to him.
But it could have been someone he liked more than me.
Like it could have been like a girl he had a crush on instead of
One
like
of his guy friends he kind of wanted to
suck off.
Suck off, jack off, like
That
get
is
off.
so mean.
How mean is
That
it?
is so fucking mean.
Fuck you, Josh.
Fuck you, Josh.
Again, back to fuck you,
Thank
Josh.
you.
I hope you died wherever they sent you.
I hope you were in the Coast Guard and no one respects your service.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's like one of those moments that I'm like, if I was like could go back to my younger self, I would be like, let's say something starting now, girl.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
What did you
Please.
say in that moment?
I think I was stupid, like, like,
Yeah. What can
not
you
wanting
say?
to like ruin my.
Absolutely. I mean, there's so many moments like that where I've been humiliated and I have the same reaction where I'll either apologize.
Yes.
Like you
Literally.
apologize, or also like I oftentimes will just say nothing.
Yes.
For the first time in my life, my reaction is to just be like what a penis should do, which is go away.
But I think it's changed me now. Like I think I overcompensate. Someone could be like, make a little joke, and I'll be like, I'll fucking kill you. And then they're like, whoa. I can't take it.
I just imagine you looking back at your 7th grade self and be like, no one's gonna hurt you again.
A barista slightly mean to me, and I'm like, I'll fucking burn this place down. They're like, Karen, what's going on?
Get my espresso short. Wait, what? We already got.
Hello? Wait.
What happened? Where did you go?
All I heard was espresso and then a full breakdown.
That is okay. 7th grade is a really tough time for that to
is
happen.
like a heinous. I think 7th, 6th, and 7th are to me the deepest. Like I feel like
Tragic.
school. Yeah, like schools need to acknowledge that.
Yes.
That's where
something.
school
Yeah.
shooters develop.
Yes.
Right? It's
Literally.
6th, 7th grade.
Yes.
Like if I was treated badly one more day
Yes.
in 7th grade,
Yes.
I would have killed.
Yeah.
Like thank God for the
I'm laughing
like,
because it's like so real. Like,
Right?
you're like, I'm about to bomb this place.
Yes. It's truly, it's because you're being beaten so severely by puberty. You wake up in puberty just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Because your body, when I think about like all the chemicals and how crazy I felt every day in 6th grade, every day.
so scared.
I felt frightened. And I remember looking at I would contemplate like poisoning my parents.
Yeah.
Like all
What do you
the time.
Just because you were mad at them, or
I don't know.
it would get
Like,
you out of
'cause
school or
puber-
something?
no,
Like what was the
because
point?
I don't know. Like the level of anger
Oh,
and
you were
rage
pissed.
that I felt in my body that was not commensurate with what was happening.
It's so hilarious that you chose poison because that's such a slow,
I
like,
know. It's painful.
calculated death as opposed to a rageful like knifing or something. But
Oh, I was angry.
yeah, you're angry and willing to wait.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like trying to run away. Like I was like not trying
me
to
Oh,
too.
running away all the time. Yes,
Yeah.
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 I mean, I'm talking about like the chaos of it all.
Oh
like
my
it's just
God.
like it could be one thing to the next to the next. It never was. even keeled.
Yeah, right.
It was just so chaotic. Like it does. 6th and 7th grade is really
nightmare. When my nieces and nephews get there, I'm gonna feel like I want to sit them down and be like, "This is gonna be hard."
Also, there was like
even if you're cool, it's hard.
It's hard.
Yes,
and
you got to keep it up.
Yeah, and you're like, I feel like we never get out of that kind of like figuring out what our currency is or what our worth is.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God, yeah.
Even in like we're doing comedy now where it should be kind of egalitarian or whatever the fuck, but it really isn't.
No, it's not.
I mean,
it really isn't.
This is like you're in 6th grade. All the popular girls got onto when you used to be able to do like a 3-way call.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So they were like broken up into 2 groups, and they all called me on a 3-way and told me that they hated me. It was like one of those things I remember. This is like that moment where I got off I didn't say anything. I apologized, I think.
So the girls on that call,
Fuck you.
will find you and either hurt you. We don't care if you have kids now.
They're going to die too.
I said hurt. He did say die. And that's that.
Sorry, taking it too far again.
The people in the comments are going to be slurping this up.
Oh, you thought Guamamania was bad?
Yeah, we're killing children.
Demonetized.
By the way, children could be of any age. They don't have to be babies. They could be 95 years old and be a child.
We're all children. We're all children.
So they could be adult children.
But like it was truly, and I think that like so much of my FOMO and like need to belong like stems from that exact moment.
For
like
sure.
being like getting on a call and like being like, oh, they've all been talking so much shit about me, and they decided that this was the right moment to be just mean.
Yes.
And it's like, it's not just that though. Like the psychosis of puberty affected them. Because that's psycho for them to do too. To be like, let's just be really mean to the one.
And there was one girl that was like, you guys, maybe not. And they're like, shut up. And she's like, okay, yeah, you're right.
You're right.
And then she thinks about it all the time, like, we shouldn't have called her. What did we do this for? I'm sticking up for them. I'm like, actually, MG, they had a lot of trauma from that day.
Because I did that recently. I tried to find the girl I bullied, and she like is not on social media. I paid a people finder.
Shut the fuck
100% because it haunts me. The psychosis of
We'll
puberty.
go into what you did to her next episode.
Yeah.
But we got to wrap up. So I'm so sorry, but that
was so funny.
That was so funny. And so it was really sad. And I think people are going to be able to relate to that because like we all have those kind of stories where we feel so othered. I just wanted to say a quick anecdote of, I don't know if this is going to make you feel better or worse, but that kind of sardines thing reminded me of an adult situation I was in where I was in a like a gay spa, like a bathhouse, and it was a steam room with four of us.
Yeah.
And the 3 of them, we had all come separately, and we all got in there, and it was kind of like steamy and sexy or whatever, and
making eye
eyes.
contact. Yeah,
everyone's kind of making eyes, and then they like people were like, one person started like jerking off, and the other guy started like jerking him off, and then the other guy came in and started, and I was like, oh my god, is this happening? This is the first time I ever experienced something like this. I was like, oh my god, it's like porn. This is happening. Like the porn is right. And then I go,
the porn is happening in front.
Okay. And then I go, and they all 3 of them go, no.
You're lying.
I swear to God. I swear. All 3 of them were sucking fucking hands. And then I try to get my pinky in there, and they all go, no.
That is, you know what?
And I was fully 27. So let me tell
Add them to the fucking list.
I know you gays don't have children. But your puppies, they're dying.
LGBTQ caught dead, okay? And 3 of them are right here, but three we'll replace your 3 asses. Oh my god, that is
fully all naked
holy shit.
At a gay spa.
Did you just walk out? I'll be like, I'm out.
Of course, I was so mortified. I almost went. It wasn't.
You almost became straight.
No, I almost became Karen. I almost went to the front desk. Like, something's happening in the steam room. Somebody should look at the steam room. Something's happening.
Somebody's getting sucked in fucking
and it's not me.
That is fucking people are so horrible. Like I swear to God.
Yes, I like. It's also like, what is it to what's wrong with my friend's penis?
It wasn't even my penis. It was a hand. One hand.
Yeah, one hand. What's wrong with his?
It would have made an even 2 and 2.
Eat 2 and 2.
Hello?
To
No one's left
concentrate.
out.
I mean, to be fair, the
Let's
triangle
see.
is the strongest shape in
It
nature.
is. I try to mess that up.
On G.
All right, we have 5 minutes left. We're going to get into our final segment of the show. It's time. This is the segment of the show where we absolutely obsess about something and bring it to our audience. It's time to sit back and
Bitch, get into it.
Here's my thing today is I do. Okay, let me show you.
You're going to show us?
I can show
You know what? This is a visual medium now, too.
Okay. Oh, yes.
So
Yes.
my thing is, if anyone needs glasses or like visually impaired, I used to always go to like a Warby Parker because it's like whatever, cheap or
Trend.
accessible or whatever
Yeah.
the fuck, like cool.
Sure.
And or like a Lens Crafters because I didn't know better, right? I was
Yeah.
just like, just go to whatever the fuck is on commercial or
Yeah, yeah.
like some cheap thing around the corner.
Sure.
But there's something about like having something on your face like glasses all the time.
It's intimate.
It's intimate and it should feel good.
Yes.
And
I was a Lens Crafters associate for many years, so.
you were.
Wow.
I'm so sorry to drag your business.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's a franchise, but I'm just saying, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, today I'm gonna plug going to a local eyewear shop. So I went to a
Oh.
local eyewear shop called Society of the Spectacle in LA.
Mm.
They're wonderful, run by 2 women, really cool. And I'll show you the glasses. This is one of the pairs I got. And they have, like, I have a wide face. I have
Yeah.
like a big Korean face,
Yeah.
so a lot of glasses don't fit.
Don't fit, yeah.
Or they go like this.
Yes,
They like
yes.
blow out. But look at this pair of
Oh,
glasses.
you look good,
Ooh.
Peter.
Those are good.
Those are
really
good.
And I would have never found these at like a Lens Crafters or
Absolutely.
a Warby
No,
Parker's. So I would say go check out your local eyewear. If there's like a
Think
I don't know.
globally, shop locally.
That's
yes.
it. Yeah, and there-
Exactly.
this is what we.
That's so true.
This is what we preach. So skip the Lens Crafters Associates
Yes.
and go for your local.
It's
eyewear
always
shop.
better. It's always better. My bitch get into it is going to be it's gonna be controversial.
Okay.
Here we go.
With you? Okay.
I'm gonna talk about the combination of a Diet Coke and a cigarette. Now,
Oh.
this is fundamental to my like process,
Personality?
my personality. Like and I will say that this combination is. It's like if you've given up drugs and alcohol, if you've given up all these other things in your life because you're trying to better yourself or live a good life or be healthy, what I'm gonna say.
Should put all those ingredients. Those are all fake things.
Trying to live your life, psychopath.
All I'm saying is the combination of a Diet Coke and a cigarette. I understand the cigarettes are bad for you. I know I will reach a point where I will leave them behind. Hopefully, sooner than later, I have to reach a place in my heart for it. But if you aren't smoking right now and you don't have a problem with it, I fully endorse you having a cigarette every now and then. This elixir, like if you are tired at the end of the day, you have a little thing to do, you have a little social networking gathering to have to go to. This is it. A Diet Coke and a cigarette will do it for you. Not only will it get you to shit, it will get you alive. It brings you to life. This is the elixir of life. I would say that without this, my comedy career could not exist.
Oh.
100%. This is my transition. I go from mom to comedian. This is
Through this.
That
through this.
resets it.
They resets it.
Gotcha.
Like I'm able to, for whatever reason, the chemicals inside of Diet Coke allow me.
Aspartame.
Ultimately.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
If aspartame was available in a other kind of maybe less.
If you could smoke aspartame, we wouldn't even be talking. Like,
because I'd be famous.
that's what's stopping you.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Okay, the other mental illness stuff, perhaps. But what I'm saying is this is what allows me to live and be alive. And so if anyone out there, you want to try it, you've never had Diet Coke, you are trying to cut back on it, I'm saying double down.
If you've never had a Diet Coke, I'm sorry. Get fucked.
Yeah,
Fuck.
truly.
Unless you have a medical reason from a doctor, which would be insane.
Touch yourself.
Just try a
My
Diet
God.
Coke.
Yeah, what the fuck?
This is what I'm saying. And if the doctor
I
says
don't
cut
drink
it out-
properly. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just have
cool.
one. I'm pissed.
Everything in
You're
moderation.
becoming a bully. You're changing in front of our eyes.
everything in moderation. Everything. In
Everything.
We love that. Okay, what do you got for us?
My bitch get into it is, as you both know now, I recently got sciatica,
Yes.
which is my nerve is pinched in my leg because of my back.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is stretching.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have been going to physical therapy and stretching every morning, and it is changing my life, even though my life was fine, and then I got this. And but I'm gonna go hard for stretching, and they were kind of like, "You will have to stretch for the rest of your life," and I was like, "Well, I should have been anyway."
Yes.
And they were like,
Yeah.
"Well, yeah."
I mean, the stretch, like it makes you will not realize like how fucked up your
Yeah.
body is until you stretch.
Yes.
You're like, because the relief you feel, you're like, oh, I've been feeling shitty, but because your baseline is sort of like in pain.
Yes.
And then when you relieve it, that's when you realize the pain you were in.
Let me tell you, a good friend of mine who grew up really like kind of traumatized didn't realize he was allowed to stretch in public because he thought it was too like intimate or like
Sexual or
too
something?
vulnerable to be that relaxed. I know.
Wow.
Meanwhile, on the
Yeah.
CTA, you see people fully like,
Yeah.
like
Dick out. Yeah.
dick out for sure. Wait, that's
You're like,
sad.
pervert alert.
This guy's stretching. Wait, I feel so bad for your friend.
I know. It's just
Does
like
he stretch now?
yes. Now
Okay.
he literally asked me and Eric, my partner, they were like, "Can I stretch with you guys while we were stretching?"
Oh
Like,
my God.
ask permission to stretch. So this is our podcast
Yes.
way of giving you permission.
To stretch.
Stretch it out.
But not
hon.
Josh.
No,
No.
fuck you, Josh.
Josh or the girls on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And those three guys.
Or the guys.
Or the hottest gays I've ever seen in my life.
You all can be, I don't know.
Stay clenched.
Stay clenched. That's what I was saying. Stay clenched. Stay
All right.
clenched.
Thank you, Maggie Winter, for
Thank
doing
you.
this podcast.
Yes.
Can we plug anything for you?
Yes.
Anything coming up you want to?
I'm taking
yeah.
a break all December. Leave me alone.
Yes. Are you really?
Yeah, I'm doing
Okay.
I'm doing one show at the Hideout.
Yeah.
Okay.
The interview show. But besides that, do not call, do not text.
All right.
I'll see you in the new year.
You heard it here. All right. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.